Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a movie buff. So I recently went back through some of my older movies and rewatched The Hunger Games. And after doing that, it got me thinking about traps. Now, there's the explosive traps and the sharp traps and the bullet traps and the weird traps that do crazy things. And all of these traps are never good when they happen. Some traps can kill you, but the less obvious ones can be extremely damaging. These are traps that steal your momentum. They suck the life right out of your efforts, like a Venus flytrap. The flytrap attracts its prey by secreting sweet nectar that appeals to insects. Then, when they land, the trigger hairs are tripped and the fly is caught. What sweet nectar is pulling you toward traps in your business or in your career? It's something to think about. The thing about the Venus flytrap is that death isn't instant. No, it slowly digests its prey. So, in this video, I want to share 7 things that can kill your ventures and your goals ever so softly. The first thing that can steal your goals is taking on too much at once. This is when we get the Superman syndrome, when we decide we're going to conquer the world. We're going to do this and that and the other thing and 40 other things over here, and this guy needs help with that, so we're going to pick that up, and also we're going to do this thing over here, and on the side we're going to do this other thing. And what happens is we get so bogged down with all these efforts and being pulled in so many directions, it's gone way beyond multitasking at this point and has become chaos. Being in that situation where you can't focus on a singular goal, where you can't, now there's always going to be times where you have to multitask or you have to do several things at once, and some goals are complex, so there's several pieces you have to be working on simultaneously. But is it possible that you're not working on one goal with a lot of different parts, but too many goals, different goals, all at the same time? If that's the case, it can steal your energy and it can slow your momentum. Number 2 is overanalyzing. You ever do that? You think about a decision, or you think about something that you'd like to do, or something maybe that you'd like to change, and so you weigh the pros and the cons, and you think about it some more, and you go back to the drawing board, and you make another list, and you analyze those items on the list, and then you second guess if those things were correct or not, and then you end up procrastinating. Really what you're doing is you're overanalyzing the situation. Sometimes it's best to just make a decision, move forward, and if it doesn't work, back up, regroup. But don't just be stuck with analysis paralysis, because in that case, nothing ever gets done. Your momentum is stalled. The third thing is refusing to let go of a bad deal. We've all been there. A time when you maybe are investing in a person, or maybe you're investing in a situation or in some kind of venture or effort that you're doing, and you're pouring your money and your time and your effort into this thing, and you're not getting anything back in return. It's like having an old jalopy car that no matter how much money you put into it, no matter how many new parts and repairs, there's always something else going wrong, always something else breaking down. It's important in these times to recognize that sometimes you've just got a bad deal and you need to let that go. Cut your losses and move forward, because it's going to steal your momentum. Fourth is making a poor decision out of desperation. Sometimes we're like, I really need to do this. This thing is important. I've got to do that thing. What'll happen if I don't take action? Oh no, this could be terrible. And because you're desperate, because you're nervous and you're worried about what might never even actually happen, we make this impulsive decision. And now we've got ourselves into a situation where things are just a mess. And you can be expending tremendous amounts of energy and time and resources simply because you've made a bad decision. I know it hurts our pride to admit that and to say, I really shouldn't have done this. But sometimes it's best to back away from those, recognize them as bad decisions, recognize them as what they are, and cut your losses and move forward. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck right there in that part of the fly trap, getting slowly digested by this horrible thing that you really never should have done in the first place. fifth is what I like to call stupid patience. This is waiting too long on something or waiting too long on someone. For example, maybe you have decided that you're going to, well, let's do a simple example. I have a friend of mine that was going to have a motorcycle repair, and she and her husband like to ride Harley, so they took their Harley to the shop, and they were going to have it tuned and some repairs made and everything. They left it at the shop, and a week goes by, and 2 weeks go by, and 3 weeks go by, and 4 weeks go by, and a month and a half goes by, and they're calling, and they're getting the answer, oh, sorry, haven't got to it yet, nope, still working on it, nope. And finally, they recognize, look, this isn't working. We're waiting too long on this. Maybe there's something that you've got going on in your business, and so there's a key piece or a key player that you're just waiting for them to come into position and do what they need to do. Maybe that's stupid patience. At a certain point, you have to be able to say, this isn't working for me. I can't wait this long. Now, I'm not advocating being impatient and wanting everything instant. Most things in life aren't instant, and the ones that are instant are probably not good for you. That might be the bad deal we were talking about earlier. But if you are too patient, if you continue to give passes and passes and let things go and let things go, you're going to end up getting stuck in this twilight zone of stupid patience, and something might never happen. It might be best to say, you know what, this isn't working, I can't wait this long, I'm pivoting, I'm changing directions, I'm going to do something new, or I'm going to seek out a different person, and we're going to crawl out of this ditch, because that will keep you trapped. Number 6 is not getting help. This is also known as the Lone Ranger syndrome, where you're like, I got this, I've got skills, I can do this all on my own, I don't need any help. And now you're trying to tackle a project that really you're in over your head. Maybe you don't have the skills, maybe you don't have the resources, the expertise to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So instead of seeking out someone that can do that for you, you decide, I'm going to do this myself, I'm the Lone Ranger. It might be best to hire a contractor for your house, because once you get into that, if you don't have the experience and the tools and the resources to do that, you're going to end up in a mess. So don't be a Lone Ranger. When there are situations that you can bring in others to support your goals or support your mission, then definitely do that. Sometimes it's worth the cost in money or in other resources to save you the time that will cost much more. And it's a lot easier to do something right the first time than to try to do it yourself, mess it up, and then have to fix that and go back and do it all over again. So do it right the first time, and when you need to, get help. And then this leads to the last one, number 7, and this is barking up the wrong tree. This is when you're continuing with the wrong help. Maybe you brought someone on board and shared your heart and shared your vision of what you want to do, whether in your career or in your business. Maybe you've hired a marketer, or maybe you've hired someone who is going to develop a program or develop a product for you, and it's not turning out well. Granted, you need to have some grace about you, because we all make mistakes and we all have situations, things that come up that are beyond our power, and that could be the case with this person. But if you're trying and trying and trying and giving and giving and giving and nothing is happening, maybe you're barking up the wrong tree. And that's also something that will steal your momentum and that will keep you trapped and keep you from moving forward and succeeding with your goals. So avoid these traps, and you'll keep your focus clear, your productivity high, and your goals accomplished. Until next time, don't just be transformed, be kinged.